What's up, guys? Your boy Chris, Splatoon of Channel. Tell me more, the haven for early 2000s kids and a few 90s babies. Okay, let's get into this. Today, we will be talking about Victorious. And it's a Nickelodeon show from like way back. Specifically, I want to say 09 to like 012 or something like that. Or 013, 012. But yeah, 2012, 2013. It started 09, I'm pretty sure. So, what is this show about? This is a show about a singer girl named Tori and her 5 other friends. You got what's called Beck, Andre, Robbie, Kat, and Jade. This is where Selena, not Selena. What am I saying? Selena. Selena's Rivers of Waverly Places. This is where Ariana Grande started back in the day, but she's not in this episode. I'm about to do so. Let's get into this. We're gonna be talking about the episode, season 1, episode 5 or 6. It's Jade. It's Victorious season 1, episode 5 or 6. Jade dumps Beck. So let's get into this. So Beck is like the hot friend or the cool friend, and Jade is like the goth girl that's mean to everybody or something. So that was their dynamic, and they were both dating. In this episode, it starts out with Tori. Well, it starts with Andre showing up to. They have like a cafeteria outside or something. But yeah, it starts out with Andre getting like 2 bottles of water. He paid for one but got 2. Went up to Beck, was like, "Oh, got a bottle of water for you." Then he was like, "Oh, so I don't drink mountain stream water." Then he's like, "Why?" Because there's fish pee in it. For some reason, that stuck in my head. Then after this, Tori shows up and shows Beck, a picture of him and apparently some celebrity in that world, not a real life celebrity, called Alyssa Vaughn. That's the daughter of a billionaire or something. He's like, "Why are you taking a picture with Alyssa Vaughn?" Then he's like, "Oh no, we're just friends. I met her at like my yoga class or something." And they're like, "What? What?" But he's like, "It's not a big deal." While Andre calls her hot, but then when they talk about the dad, he's like, and hot too. Like he's saying the dad's hot too. So that was funny too. But Tori's like, "What would Jay think of this?" And he's like, "Jake's fine with it." And they looked at him, they're like, "Really?" And he's like, "She threw a rock at me." So that was hilarious. Then this goes into the intro. "Here I am once again, feeling lost, but now I'm here." Whatever. I don't remember the song too much like that. So after this, it starts out with Jade and Beck arguing about the fact that he's friends with Alyssa Vaughn, and she keeps texting him. I think at the time she texted him like 6 times. It's the 7th time while they were both talking to each other, or arguing, I should say. And Jade's like, well, I forgot what she said. She's like, "No, you can't be. You can only be friends with ugly girls," something like that. That Tori, who's walking by, has nothing to do with it. Just gets pulled into this. And first, Beck's like, "Wait, if you were my girlfriend, would you have a problem with me being friends with Alyssa Vaughn?" And she's like, "Honestly, I would. Nah. I don't want no competition like that. No." Which obviously, their relationship, there shouldn't be a competition. But then he's like, "But you would trust your boyfriend, right?" He's like, yeah. I mean, if I boyfriend you up, I gotta be trusting you. If I don't trust you, why am I boyfriending you up and stuff like that?" But it's hilarious because she's trying to leave, but they keep pulling her back in to solve their issue. But then Jake's like, "You know what? I've had enough of this. I'm done with you. I'm dumping you." And he's like, "What? You're being very stupid," or something like that, while she walks away. And by the way, Tina has a show, which is Tori's sister, has a show called the one-woman show called Trina. Not Tina. Trina. Trina has a show called Trina, which is like she's doing a play, or one-person play. And she was giving out flyers at the start before the intro, and she dropped one of the boxes of flyers in someone's head. In the show, she's kind of obnoxious and very, very annoying and self-centered. But she tries to give one to Jade while she's walking away from Beck and Tori. But Jade just takes it, crumples it up, puts it in her in her top, and she's like, "Oh, it's on Friday night," while Jade walks away. Then the next part of this is Andre, I think he met up with Robbie to go eat lunch or something, but he showed up and met Robbie, and Robbie's panicking about something. So he's like, "Well, Robbie, what's wrong?" Also, Andre's playing like with an app that makes. It's back then when the whole filter thing was kind of new, so he was playing with an app that makes people's head like a balloon. But he's talking to Robbie, and Robbie's like, "Oh, well, I'm kind of super busy, and I write reviews for plays, so I might not be able to." By the way, Robbie has a puppet called Rex. He doesn't do much this episode, but I might not be able to do this play I'm doing. That he's like, no. Andre's like, no. I'm not writing a review for Trina's play. Trina's play. And he's like, what? Dude, come on, you could just do it. If I write a if I write a review for Trina's play, because they both know it's gonna be bad, she's gonna kill me. Then he's like, well, you're okay with her killing me? But then they make a joke about puberty because I'm working on the last chapter of puberty, and Rex is like, he's a slow reader. So that happened there. But yeah, Andre's like, it can't be that bad. It was funny. I'll say that. I don't think she meant it to be funny, but it was funny. Chicago. It was random. I think it's about a lady that goes to Chicago, gets in like a car crash or something, almost couldn't walk, but eventually walks with like plastic legs or something. It was weird. But yeah, the entire time Robbie's like, oh, this is bad. I can't. He doesn't say anything, but you can just see his expressions from it. Then after this, I want to say it's the next day. They're at the cafeteria place again, and Jade's by herself eating like a burrito. Sinjin and another nerd guy tries to sit with her, but she's like, walk away. So she's like being to them, so they run off. Tori comes with Andre. Andre doesn't want to sit because he's like, she's mad. I don't want to be, but she's like, come with me. You're gonna sit with me. So they sit down. She's like, hey, Jade, how's everything going? She's like, I broke up with Beck. I'm the one who dumped him, blah, blah, blah. Then suddenly, Beck pulls up with Alyssa Vaughn. I guess she gives him a ride. I don't think they were doing anything, but hey, maybe he doesn't tell the truth. But Beck gets a ride from Alyssa Vaughn in her cool car or something. She's like, you're amazing. And all the students are like, whoa, what? Look at that person. And then Andre's like, oh, she is hot. Then Jay just looks at him. He's like, oh, I'm gonna shut my mouth right now. Also, same thing with Tori. Tori's like, that's cool. But then she's like, oh no, she's gross. She's gross. But then Jade acts like she doesn't know or she doesn't care about that Beck's hanging out with Alyssa Vaughn. So she murders a burrito, basically. She squeezes it so hard it spills on everybody. And you're like, oh, you're hurting your burrito. Then she drops her burrito and walks away. While Robbie, because this is the next day, after, watching the play, he's supposed to review it, but he's hiding, eating some mushroom soup. And then Trina just pulls up behind him, bullies this dude. She's like, oh, you're gonna write a good play. Well, at first Rex snitches on him and says that he didn't think his play was good. Her play was good. So Trina is like dipping his head inside some mushroom soup or something. He's like, oh, there's some mushrooms in my nose. And she's like, you're gonna write a good play about my show, and you better have it on by tomorrow, or else. He's like, okay. Blows his nose, and yes, there was a mushroom apparently. But yeah, the next scene is Tori and Trina are at home at their house playing like Wii Sports, like tennis Wii Sports or something like that. Oof, 8 minutes. I'm gonna just keep going. But yeah, tennis Wii Sports. Trina knocks Tori down to the ground, and Trina's rude. Let's just put it that way. Then the doorbell rings, and she's like, I'm not gonna get that. Or she's like, you go get that. Then she walks away all pouty after knocking her younger sister to the floor. Plus, Tori's like, I don't want to play with you anymore. Turns out the person at the door turns out to be Jade, and she's crying. She has a kite, and she just walks into Tori's house, and she's like, oh, and now you're in my house. She's like, I want to get back with Beck. Then she's like, why did you talk to him? Did you try to get back with him? She's like, I did, but he's not responding to me. Then she starts crying on Tori's grandma's homemade pillow, that her grandma is dead, so she can't make it again. So she cries her makeup on it, and she's like, oh, I guess I'm gonna have to ask my grandma again when she comes back to life, something like that. While she begs Tori, she begs Tori to go help her get back with Beck. And Tori's like, wait, we're not even friends. But she's like, yeah, but if you help me, I might, consider liking you or being your friend. I'm like, bruh, I would not help her. But Tori, Tori's the super nice main character. So she goes to Beck's house, but apparently he lives in like a trailer in his parents' house, and his grandma just finished cleaning and stuff. So that happened. His grandma left. That's nice. His grandma comes into his small mini trailer to help him. So she walks into his house. His trailer is like, why are you not living in the main house? Why are you living in the trailer? He's like, well, my dad said if I have to stay in this house, they have to follow his rules. So in my house, my rules and all that stuff. So she gets into it. She does a dumb boy voice. Oh yeah, man. So would it be crazy if you get with Bex? Something like that. That's what Tori was doing. She was trying to do a guy voice. Oh, it wouldn't be crazy, or wouldn't it be cool if you just get back with Jade? And he's like, you know what? I'm good. My boy's like, I'm good, which honestly, he really had no reason to get back with her. They just made them get back for whatever reasons. But yeah, he had no reason to get back with her. Then apparently, she doesn't even give him gifts or anything. She's not even nice to him. The last gift she gave him on his birthday was a can of lemonade. As a birthday present. I was just like, oh, okay, that's kind of weird. So Tori the next day talks to Jade, and Jade's like, what? So, do I have a boyfriend? She's like, no, you're not even nice to the guy. You gave him a can of lemonade for his birthday, and she's like, well, he likes lemonade. Which is, I guess that's an excuse, but come on, really? You could have given him something special. But she's like, when am I gonna get my boyfriend back? Then Sinjin walks up again. He's like, oh, can I? She's like, nope, walk away. Before I could finish the sentence about, hey, I could be your boy. He's like, nope, walk away. Then it switches to Robbie, who I think is just putting on a Canadian sweater. Trina pulls up on him again, bullies him. Oh, you don't have my review up, blah, blah, blah. And he's like, I can't lie. I'm a journalist. Then she she gets his sweater sleeve stuck in his locker, closes it. And I don't think she hits him. Maybe she hits him. But she then walks away. While he's getting out, Andre shows up and starts laughing at him. Then he's like, oh, you still have a little bit up there to do. So he has to pull off his sweater for some reason. He's a dumbass. He could have just unlocked his locker and taken out a sweater, but he didn't do that. But while trying to pull it out of his locker, it rips out the sleeve. And he's like, this is not funny. Trina wants me to write a good review for a stupid play, but I just can't lie. Then he pouts on the ground. While Andre's like, okay, well, just say it's a comedy, because Robbie's like, oh, it's so bad it's laughable. So he's like, just write it as a comedy. Then he's like, oh wait, you're right, you're a genius. She's like, thank you, Andre. Andre's like, you know what? Let me get $10 for the advice. Then he's like, no. There's like 20. There's like, oh yeah, dude, does two tens work? And Robbie pays him $20 for the advice, I should say. Then after this, we go back to Tori and Jade. They're still talking, but Jade wants to cry, so she drags Tori into the janitor's closet, and she's like, "Why does he want to get back to me? I'm so cool and hot, and look at me. Why would he?" I'm like, you're so full of yourself. I'm like, stop being so full of yourself. Maybe he would like you, but She basically says, well, you got to do something nice for him if you want him back. So she's like, oh yeah, he likes Rottenheimers. She meant Rottweilers, but she was like Rottenheimers. I was like, yep, you totally were paying attention to him that time. But yeah, while they were talking about getting him a dog, the janitor apparently is sleeping in the closet, and he pops his head out. He's like, just get the boy a dog. And they're like, oh no. They start freaking out, like out, and they got out of there. And he goes back to sleep. Then Robbie's in class. Yeah, I want to say Robbie is in class. I think it's his history class. His history teacher is talking about when Abraham Washington got pew-pewed by the other dude. Forgot his name. But as soon as she was like, she was telling the story of, oh yeah, he walks up into the booth and points the gun at him. Trina breaks the door, basically. She doesn't break it, but she opens the door. She's like, I'm gonna kill you. Which is probably what that dude said before he shot him. But it's like, I'm gonna kill you, pops out, goes, and the teacher's like, Trina, get out of my class. So basically every teacher knows Trina because she's a crazy girl. She's like, Trina, get out of my class. I'm teaching a class right now. She's like, how dare you call my one-woman show a comedy? She yells at him a little bit, but he's like, I can't lie. She throws his desk around. What's the name? The teacher's like, Trina, leave right now. Then she's like, oh. She grabs the shirt. She's like, you better change it and make it good, or else I'll come to where you live. This stupid idiot is like, well, we moved last year. You don't know where I live now. She's like, where do you live? Then he spills where he lives. Then she leaves and he's like, like a baby. But yeah, skipping to the next one. I think this is where Jade and Tori got a dog, got a Rottweiler, goes to Beck's trailer thing. Jade first goes inside, sees someone sleeping, comes out, and she's like, oh yeah, he's sleeping inside. Just let's let the dog inside. By the way, Tori helps the dog sneeze too. That was the thing, I guess. I just wanted to say that. But yeah, the dog goes inside and starts attacking the person inside. And she's like, oh no, this is bad. Now I can't get back with him. And Tori's like, what? I think there's more important things than you getting back with him. But the dog attacked the sleeping person, and then Beck shows up. He's like, what's happening here? And they're like, what? Aren't you inside getting mauled by a dog? He's like, no, that's my dad. And they're like, oh no. So skipping past this, we have Tina and her play. She does her play at first, and also iCarly's brother. Well, his real name is Jerry, but Spencer is. I don't think they call him Spencer in the episode, but he's in the crowd in her performing arts thing. But we have that happening. At first, she's like, oh, they're laughing at me. But then she kind of likes it because Trina loves attention. She's like, at the end of it, she's like, oh, thank you. Well, she doesn't say thank you. She's like, you're welcome. I'm funny. Yeah. And all that stupid stuff. So in a way, Robbie helped her. Going back to Tori, Jade, and Beck, the paramedics come to take the dad because he got mauled to death. Then one of the paramedic is like, an ambulance came, but one of the paramedic is like, hey, are you in college yet? I was like, yo, whoa, can you do that as a paramedic? Can you start hitting on your victims' sons? Or not your victims, but your, patients' sons? That's crazy. But yeah, Jade's like, bye. And the lady walks away and gets on the ambulance, and they left. And she's like, it was all Tori's idea to get you the dog. And she's like, dude, what the fuck? But no, she's like, no, okay, it was my idea. It just, I just wanted you so badly that I wanted to do something nice for you because you always wanted dogs. And he just kisses her. I'm like, what? You like crazy, Beck. You like crazy. I don't get it, but Beck, you like crazy girls. She's a crazy girl. But then she's like, oh, you love me again. And he's like, I never did. Then they keep making out and stuff. While Tori's like, aw. Then Jade looks at her, is like, hey, you ruined the moment. She's like, I ruined the moment, my bad. But then she's like, I owe you one. They start kissing again. Then Tori's like, hey, can I get a ride to my house? That not Beck. Jade's like, oh, no, your house is close enough to walk to. She's like, wow. Then she walks home. And that's it. That's how Jade dumped Beck, and that was the whole drama in that episode. Wow, 20 minutes, basically. So I'm going to end it right here. These ones always because I have to say everything. It's take a while. But yeah, if you remember this episode of Victorious, let me know. Jade dumps Beck. And thank you guys for watching Chris Platoon of Channel 10. Me more A, the haven for early 2000s kids and a few 90s babies. Leave a like, a sub, all that good stuff, and comment and stuff. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.